Good evening, everybody, and welcome back to ICR International Champions Racing, where we are back for Tier 1 action from the ICR International Circuit here for the Bahrain Grand Prix, Round 2 of Season 7 for Tier 1 this season. I am ChazF1 in the comments box this evening, and sitting in front of a class bunch of drivers. We've got a full grid this evening. Better than when I did Tier 5 the other evening. And shaping up to be another thrilling race just like Australia. Where last time out, let me just go and... give me a minute. I did have the results up in front of me, but that seems to have gone. There we go. Yeah, so last time it was a thrilling race. Only 6 finishers in the end, and it was FRA Plackey in the reserve McLaren that did take the win. I'm pretty sure anyway. He did win anyway. And it was Sam Cole in second in the Haas, with typical F1 in third in the Ferrari. And then Allison, Evan and Edgars rounded off the top 6 last week. And this week, another good turnout of 20 drivers. Let's just hope for more finishers this week. So this evening we've got typical F1 in the Ferrari. We've got Allison in the McLaren. Remember, of course, this is the no assists tier, of course. So everyone in this tier running on no assists. And of course, tier 2 is line only, and tier 3 to 5 is no assists. I mean all assists. That's what I meant. We've got bad F1 opinions in the Alpine, Limp Jet in the Alfa Romeo, Fingerboy 05 in the Aston, JT in the Alfa, in the sister Alfa, and I'll tell you what, bad F1 opinions is in the Williams, isn't he? Yeah, he is. Rossi is in the Alpine, TRT Evan in the Red Bull, NUFC Ryan in the Mercedes, AMS Fairley in the AlphaTauri. He's actually on a lap right now, just going through turn 4, as you can see, taking that wider exit, which then turns into a tight left to right for turn 5 and 6. Took that very well, and seems to be a good first sector. Won't be pushing his hardest, of course, on the medium tyres, and only 4 minutes into the session. You've got FRT Evan in the... that's the Williams. He's partnering up with bad F1 opinions. We've got Immortal in the other McLaren. He's currently getting a nice toe off of Fairley there. Probably getting a slap of dirty air there as well, which will also put him off. I don't know how to say his name. That's going to bug me. But anyway. Yeah, we've got VSR Fresh in the Mercedes. He was complaining in the chat just before the race got underway that he's new to no assists, and they see him validates on the inside of turn 3. Got MX Seb just coming out, of course, one of the head admins. In the Red Bull, we've got AMS Blair in the other AlphaTauri, partnering Fairley, so 2 AMS drivers in the AlphaTauri. PSR Mac in the Aston Martin, Sam Cole in the Haas, FRT Edgars just pitting in that Alpine, and NRX Chasta in the other McLaren alongside Sam. Now, I'm just going to try and... Alright, so you can see NRX Chester anyway, just coming through the final corner, tight to the inside curb on the entry, and fast over on the exit. So good final few corners from NRX Chester, and a solid 27.8 on the medium tyres, which puts him into P5. At the minute, we've got JT on provisional pole with a 26.4. That was set on the soft tyres, and then Allison 2 tenths behind in also on the soft tyres. And yeah, we've got 3 drivers in the 27.8 at the minute, so 4th to 6th is separated by half a tenth, with Blair outside of a tenth, just inside of a tenth from P4 as well. Typical F1 just went P3, so currently has 3-4 for Ferrari. That's a tongue twister. Bad F1 Opinions is just going down the straight. We have TRT Evan crossing the line, going P5, and also his teammate just crossed the line as well. Both Alfa Romeos coming into the pit lane as well, and Blair probably coming into the pits as well, I imagine. So everyone that's about to come to the flag has already done a lap, it seems. Bad F1 Opinions is probably going to be the next driver to set a lap then. As he comes around the final corner, probably would have wanted to take that a bit faster, but still going to come flat out across the line and goes into the 27.3s ahead of TRT Evan on the medium tyres. Evan set his lap on softs, and Rossi goes 6th on the mediums as well. So those guys on the softs will want to get a bit higher up. Evan, we've got a queue of drivers going through there. VSR Fresh is invalidated. PSR Mac just set at 30.6, so he'll probably be going again. FRT Evan is about to finish his lap, and he goes 12th, a second off of the next driver. And then I think that is probably about it for now. You've got FRT Edgar's just starting a lap there in the Alpine as well. So, yeah, just watching him for now as he flat out down the straight and heavy braking for the first corner, tight to the inside line, and a short shift to 4th on the exit there, that was. Really mounting that outside curb there to get the good exit through turn 3. Now the flat out straight down to turn 4. Again, you want to be tight on the inside, and he does do that, but a bit wide on mid-apex. Probably won't lose him that much time. A 28-1 in the first sector, really tight to the inside curbs, through 5 and 6, and then down into probably the third big braking zone of the lap. And then you want to go through here, and now going down into turn 9, which is probably the hardest corner on the track. Again, staying to the inside curbs, and then short shifts to 4th on the exit. And then again, flat out, down this straight, the third and final DRS zone of the lap. And then through turn 10 and 11, this is. Slightly shaky on the exit, that would have lost him a little bit of time. And up the hill, I imagine this is probably not his best lap. It says purple sector 2, but of course he lost a bit of time there. Still a good lap so far from FRT Edgar's. And again, what could have been another flat DRS, another flat straight, this one without DRS. And through the final corners, really tight to the curbs in this lap is Edgar's, and flat out across the line now. What is this lap time going to be? It's not going to be good enough for pole, it's going to be good enough for P7, just on the cusp of the 26s. 27.065 for the FRT driver, racing in the Alpine this evening. FRT Evan is on a lap in the Williams. Immortals just started in the McLaren. Fairley's on a lap 2. MX Seb has just improved slightly. I imagine he'll probably be on his in lap now. So yeah. At the minute, everyone's either on an out lap or an in lap or in the pits. I think that Fairley's on a lap and he's 2/10 up, so that will put him ahead of MX Seb at the minute. Let's see if he's got any improvement through the final sector, through the final corner, mounting that inside curve slightly, and then really pulling that car on the outside curve. Good exit, and this could be a very good lap. It is good enough for P4, and very close between second and fourth, actually. 0.08 of a second separate them. So that we could have a scrap for pole in our hands. At the minute, JT's still holding pole, and is actually on a lap right now. He's got a 26.467 at the minute, and will look to improve that. If he improves that, he has got a good bid for pole. But I reckon somebody will probably be able to put that car in the 25s. It is a hard achievement, but remember, well, this is really the best of the lot. And JT is nearly pipped by Immortal there, and again, very close. 0.06 of a second off of JT is Immortal in that McLaren. McLaren sat 2 and 3 right now, and Allison really mounted that inside curb on the entry to the final corner, and had a good improvement going on there. He would have got pole, and that has rather ruined that lap just at the end for FRA Allison. But let's see, JT was a 2.5 tenths up, and now is on a 26.2, 2 tenths ahead of Immortal. I imagine Allison would have been close to that had he not ruined his lap. But JT, what a lap from him. And, well, he has a massive claim for pole now with that lap. VSR Fresh is going through the first sector. Blair is just going down now into turn 10, I think it is. Someone just went up the field. I think that might have been Limp Jet. Yeah, 1.1 second improvement from him. Goes to 6th. Bad F1 Opinions is on a lap 2. TRT Evan slightly improving. Just under half a tenth in the first sector. But let's see what his second sector improvement is. Flat out up the hill. That's very good. And he's a tenth down. NRX Chester was 5 tenths up in the first sector. So let's see what that will be as he goes into the second sector split. Will he be able to take it flat up the hill as well? Really revving that engine up into 7th gear. 1.3 second improvement. This is good so far from NRX Chester in the Haas. Possibly going to be a very good lap, to be fair. This could put him P3 at the minute. But let's see what his final sector improvement is. Could this be pole for NRX Chester? Currently sat in 14th. Could be sat in P1 by the end of this lap. Here comes NRX Chester. Will it be enough? It is enough by just over 200ths of a second. The Haas driver goes on to provisional pole ahead of JT. And with just over 5 minutes left in this session, we have a scrap on our hands for pole position. Between the top 8, it's a 5/10 difference, as Bad F1 Opinions has now gone P4 as well. So 5 tenths separating the top 8 at the minute. So this could be a big scrap for pole. Aston Martin currently at the back. 18th and 19th, they are out of the cards of set laps. Right, I've been told to just call him Gunter, because there's no way I'm gonna say that name without butchering it. And I don't like saying people's names without butchering it. So I've been told to call him Gunter. So yeah, there we go. Sam Cole has actually gone P3. I didn't realise that. I thought he was eating a takeaway. That's what he's been telling me anyway. So he's gone P3, and again, that top 3 separated by less than a tenth of a second. So both Hasses doing very well at the minute. First and third on the grid at the minute. Possibly, can they make that a front row lockout? It's definitely in them, because Sam Cole only has to improve by just over 300ths of a second if he wants to get that front row with his teammate, and only has to improve by just over half a tenth if he wants that pole. So yeah, NUFC Ryan is on a lap. He's the only driver that hasn't set a lap at the minute, and yeah, he invalidates there. That was a interesting way he took the corner there. I imagine he's possibly not pushing as much as he could. Well, both of the Aston Martins have gone up 1 place, because FRT Evan is now the slowest of the cars that have set laps, but he has been in the pits for quite a bit. PSR Mac was on a 30 point something. He obviously didn't push that lap. But at the minute, it's kind of that quiet part of quali where everyone's preparing for that final flying lap, that crucial lap of the session. We've got 13 viewers a minute, so welcome to everyone who's actually tuned in. Hopefully we can get more throughout the evening. But thank you to everyone who's actually joined so far. It is appreciated. If you're not in the league, then I'm pretty sure there's a Discord link somewhere. Yeah, pretty sure there's a Discord link somewhere in that somewhere in the Twitch. If you're not in the league and want to get involved, then you can do so. But yeah, everyone, MX Seb is pitting. and Fingerboy is going slowly around the track. So nobody actually on a lap at the minute. I think JT will be the first to set a lap. He wants to beat the traffic, and he has beat the traffic. So hopefully, in his view anyway, he will hope that he has no traffic out the pits on his lap. But you can see, just on the mini-map, there is a Haas coming out right now. That's NRX Chester. Might that affect him, because that is his main rival for pole at the minute, who's just come out the pits right in front of him. Coincidentally, anyway. But let's watch the Alfa Romeo driver as he mounts the curb on the exit of turn 3. Chester has moved out of the way to allow his pole rival to just coast on through as he goes now through turn 4, wide on the exit, really, on the outside curb. And the first sector, he's just down. But at the minute, he needs to improve by the amount that he's down to get that pole. He's 21 thousandths off of pole position at the minute, and really throwing that car through the corner. Really late braking through there. Fingerboy is retired in the pit lane, so he obviously doesn't think he can go again. He won't have time anyway. Really pushing this car is JT. Now through turn 10 and 11, and up the hill, flat out, without touching that auto spin curb on the inside there. Is he improving? 2/10 improvement by JT. This is good enough for pole at the minute. However, he's got drivers behind him stacking up for laps who can definitely beat him. But let's see what JT can do. Just going down the last straight through the final corner. Takes that really well. Really good stuff from JT. This is going to be pole for now anyway. JT bounced across the line. 25.9. First driver into the 25s this evening for JT. Sam is on a lap. NRX Chester's just about to start a lap. Limp Jet has gone 4, so it's currently Haas. It's currently Alfa Romeo, Haas, Alfa Romeo at the minute in this session. Alazin is just about to cross the line. He'll be going again because he was 2.3 seconds down there. I think that's what it's anyway. So he'll be going again. Typical F1 is on a lap 2. But Sam Cole is just down in the first sector. Chester has just started. TRT Evan is going up the hill. We've got a lot of cars going through the final corner now. I don't know who's on the lap and who isn't at the minute. MX7 has just started. I think it will be the Mercedes of Fresh, but he's invalidated. So it will be TRT Evan, the next driver to cross the line. Checkered flags are waving. So Fresh is done in this session in the Mercedes. But let's see what Evan can do. He's currently 16th, goes to 12th. And then you've got the Ferrari of that's Typical F1. Crossing the line, 3rd place for Typical F1. Good stuff from him. And now it's Sam Cole. Sam Cole wasn't up in the first sector. He needs a 3/10 improvement. He needed a mad final sector to get this pole position. It's not going to be enough for Sam Cole. He improves to 2nd place. And now it's NRX Chester will be the next person to set a lap time. JT is pitting, so it will be Chester. He was up in the first sector, but still not enough to deny JT from pole position. Round the final corner for Chester in the Haas. Is it going to be pole? He's pitting, so Chester's done. So Chester will not be on pole. Bad F1 opinions won't either, so will Limp Jet. Alazin is not improving. Immortal won't either. So it looks like, unless Fairley can do anything, can Fairley do anything maybe? Nope, he doesn't improve. So at the minute, it is JT on pole. Rossi now crossing the line. Rossi goes 6th. Mac has retired. It's Edgar's the last driver to cross the line. So that is it. JT has taken pole. The only driver to get into the 25s has taken pole position. He had pressure from both of the Haas drivers. He's managed to beat them both. And that is what you get. It's JT in the Alfa Romeo who takes pole here in Bahrain, and both the Haas's lining up behind him. He will have that challenge going into the race. Alazin did get 4th in the end, 26.2, not far off Chester either. Typical F1, very close as well. So 3rd to 7th, all just within a 10th of each other. Bad F1 Opinions is out of that by 1,000th. Limp Jet is 8th. JB is 9th. MX Seb is 10th. And drivers who get the free tyre choice. AMS Fairley, AMS Blair, TRT Evan, Gunter, Edgars, VSR Fresh, FRT Evan, PSR Mac, NUFC Ryan, and Fingerboy 05. They all get the free tyre choice going into this race. So, that is your grid. You can see just how close it was between 2nd to 7th. Not even 2/10 separating them. Evan and Gunter at the same time. So that also is there. Whole field ended up being separated by 2 seconds. Everyone on the soft separated by 1.7. So overall, not much of a split. But JT will start the race from pole, the only driver into the 25s. But like I have said on countless occasions already, on the 21 minutes we've had on this stream, like I've said about 21 times already, he will have that challenge of the Hasses. He will have the challenge from both Haas drivers behind him. And you will see if... we'll see what happens going into the race, but it will be interesting. I don't know. I think I'm. I don't know. There we go. 20 seconds. There we go. Get the countdown. Cool. At least I know I'm not glitching. Which is the worst thing. And there we go. We're underway for the formation lap. And let's see how many drivers are actually still going by the end of the formation lap, because you always get at least one driver get disqualified. Very rare that nobody actually gets disqualified. It's very rare that everybody actually gets round. I'd imagine that these guys are good enough to do it. Certainly better than me anyway. Yeah, they're much better than me anyway. They're any better than I can do. I'm a tier 4 driver. I don't know why I'm saying this as if I'm like a mentor to them. So yeah, we've got JT on pole, Sam Cole second, Chester third, Alazin fourth, Typical F1 fifth, Rossi sixth, Bad F1 Opinion seventh, Limp Jet eighth, Immortal is ninth, and MX Seb is 10th. That's the top 10. Outside of the top 10, you can see that they've all gone for medium tyres. Everybody outside of that top 10 with a free tyre choice has gone for the medium tyres. So we'll see how that affects it later on in this race. But at the minute, let's see. They're all lining up on the grid. I did say, I did hope that everybody made it through, and I've got it. Oh, well, to be fair, I'm quite happy with that. Yeah, I'm very happy with that. Everybody made it through. I don't know what the best view I'm going to get is. Let's just look at this for now, anyway. Here we go, then. The revs are building. It's the second round of the season. We're here at the Bahrain Grand Prix for Tier 1. And it's lights out, and we're underway here in Bahrain. And JT seems to have got the better start. Chasta has already jumped Sam Cole. And now Chasta will look to the outside of JT going into the first corner. They're all going through cleanly. Sam is trying to get back ahead of his teammate, but to no avail as JT holds the lead through the first corners. Both Hasses still trying to jockey each other for position, but they've all kept it clean going through the first corner. Immortal making moves on Limp Jet to try and get 8th place, but Limp Jet seems to be ahead as they get out of the corner. MX7 is now looking at the back of this fight as well. Great start by Immortal. He's trying to go down the inside of Limp Jet, and whoever gets the better exit here will probably have the position going into turn 9. Limp Jet can hold the inside line, and that will make it harder for Immortal to overtake. He's still looking at that outside line and nearly hits Bad F1 Opinions going into the next braking zone, but Limp Jet keeps that position. Best start is NUFC Ryan, 6 places at the minute, and the biggest faller is AMS Blair, 4 places down just as we head out of the first lap. But JT, good stuff on the opening lap from the Alfa Romeo driver, and he leads this race at the end of lap 1. And I'll tell you what, this could be a close race. We've got VSR Fresh is off in the back. I don't know what happened, but that's a very unusual place to have a spin. And he becomes our first spinner of this race. But I don't want to miss anything because I have a feeling that any overtakes up here, if I miss it, it's going to be quite annoying if I miss any. Limp Jet is still battling with Immortal, and Immortal does go down the inside. I don't know if he hit Bad F1 Opinions there, but they make contact, do Immortal and Limp Jet, but I think Immortal might have this place now. Alizin, meanwhile, already gets a 3-second time penalty. He won't like that one bit. In the back, we've got Edgar's fighting with Fingerboy for 17th place. Edgar's trying to hold that inside line, but I don't think he'll make the overtake there. At the minute, Shasta is holding about a 6/10 gap to JT. He'll want to close that as soon as possible, really, because they both have the same tyre age and tyre life on the soft tyres. At the minute, the highest on the medium tyres is still Fairley. Everybody in the top 10 has held the top 10, and everybody below that has stayed below the top 10. We've got another spinner. I think it might be Fresh. Yeah, probably is. Chasta has now set the fastest up. So Chasta really pushing to try and get to the back of JT right now. Mac has gone into the pits and retired already. We're only 2 laps in, mate. He's already given up. But Chasta is slowly closing the gap to JT, though. And did he get the graces of exits compared to JT into turn 4? But he's got Sam Cole, his teammate, on the back of him. They're all so close. This whole field separated by 16 seconds. The top 11 separated by 6.2 seconds. So they're all very close to each other. That top 5, 2.8 seconds is the gap between JT and Rossi. So they're all within DRS of each other. And of course, DRS is enabled this lap. So we'll see what happens because Shasta has that massive advantage now over JT. He's got 26 laps to make the overtake, but I don't know whether he will want to do it now or will want to take it slow with the Alfa Romeo in front of him. It's the only thing in the way of him and a win this evening. Sam Cole will want to get on that podium, though. He was second last week, he'll want to stay on the podium and get one better than that and get on the top step of the podium. They're trading fastest laps because JT sets it again, but Chester, remember, has the DRS. He won't be close enough by the time they get into the braking zone of turn 1. But remember, we've got the second DRS straight immediately after these complexer corners here, and another DRS straight, rear wing right open. JT now will have to think about defending maybe from Chester. Not close enough again is Chester, but remember, JT does seem to get the better exits out of turn 4, and once again we see really get the better exit that time around, but he's so quick through 5, 6, 7 and 8, and we've got a spinner. That's AMS Blair who's gone round out of turn 4. He's obviously just dropped it under the power, and that is what's cost him, but still both the Hasses tailing ETE JT and NRX Chester and Sam Cole 007 right on the back. Chester with DRS again, but still not really doing anything. JT has used more ERS than Chester. That's another big factor for JT. JT has spun. JT has had a spin, and he's reset the track. That's a penalty. JT, one of the biggest contenders for the win in this race, has spun round at turn 12, and that means that now Haas are at 1-2, and JT now has a big job on his hands to get back up to where he was before. He's spun it just under the power up the hill. Too much pushing, and he's gone into the pits. Is he just going to retire? Please don't just retire. Because he hasn't got any damage. Well, no visible damage anyway. Doesn't look like he is. But that now leaves Chester to now have to defend, just like JT was against Sam Cole, his teammate. And now these two are teammates. They won't want to crash and lose valuable constructors points, but at the same time, on a personal level, both of these will want to win this race. 7 tenths is the gap, now 5 tenths, because Chester didn't get the greatest of exits out of turn 9, and now into turn 10. One of the most breakers in the last bit of a lag spike there. Just checking that wasn't me. Alazin is now closing in on these guys as well, so this is really close at the minute. Still, there is no bigger gap than 9 tenths between everyone in the top 11. The biggest gap between everybody in the top 11 is the one between Fairley and Seb, 8 tenths. And now Sam might go for the lead because Chester is ghosting. There's a bit of lag going on here. Sam is going to take the lead because Chester is taking advantage of Chester's lag here, and Sam Cole now takes the lead of this race on lap 5 from his very laggy teammate NRX Chester. But Chester will want to go back at him with DRS down this straight. Sam isn't using his ERS. Chester's in the slipstream with that DRS advantage, and he's going to stay behind for now, possibly to get DRS into the next corner, as Rossi has also passed Alazin here. It's really elbows out for the lead here, because possibly 7 cars within 6 tenths of each other going for the lead here. Chester in the slipstream of Sam Cole, but not able to go through into the lead. This is madness on lap 6. We're only on lap 6. Give me a bit of a break. But these guys all so close to each other at the start here. Any of these could get on the podium, and that is a great camera angle, just showing you how many cars are in this train, because any of these guys with a bit of inspiration can get to the front here. And it's currently Sam Cole leading the Bahrain Grand Prix, but he's under pressure from his teammate, who he just overtook, thanks to a bit of lag and a bit of luck. But Sam Cole needs a bit of luck in his life. He gets ratioed all the time. I think he needs to get a bit of... I think that's kind of... He deserves it. I'm still gonna... he's still gonna get ratioed anyway. But anyway, we got a spinner. That is Gunter. Doing what JT did, but spinning on the other side of the track instead. Don't know if he's got any damage. Doesn't look, you can still see the wing on that camera, so he'll probably be fine to carry on. But let's see, will Chester be able to go for a move here on Sam Cole? He didn't last lap. Is he going to stay behind on this occasion? Yes, he is. Possibly. Are these two now playing the team game and just holding everyone else up? Chester is not going through on Chester's not going through on Sam Cole just yet, and I would imagine that they're probably just not battling each other because they're teammates. They don't want to ruin anything. Now I've got a bit of an issue because my mic is running out of battery, so I'm probably gonna have to switch my. Oh, there's JT again. JT again. Second spin, and this time, really, yeah, he just left the session. Definitely out the running now. Second spin in 7 laps. And that will be him, well, done in this race, really. As I was saying, I've got battery issues with my mic right now, so I might have to switch my old mic, which is not going to be, not what I want to do. Might just do it for a couple of laps, maybe later on, because the quality on this mic is nothing. I mean, the quality on my old mic is nothing compared to the one on this one. But that's irrelevant at this point, because all of these guys still so close to each other for the lead. Everybody in rather that top 8 now, because Limpjet has rather pulled away from Seb behind him. Massive DRS train there. Fairley has gone past Seb because obviously Seb didn't have the DRS. And there is Chester going through on Sam Cole. Sam Cole will defend for all he can against his Haas teammate. But his teammate will have the DRS. Sam Cole isn't using the DRS, but definitely running lower wings. And now Sam Cole switches to the inside. Will he get the better exit from off his teammate? Side by side going into turn 6. But Chester stays ahead, and now he's a full car length ahead. But Sam Cole might try sticking up the inside. Yes, he will. Sam Cole going for the lead again. These two are still going at it. This is a really clean fight from both of the Haas drivers. And at the minute, it seems like Chester will get the car ahead by going into the next corner as Alazin goes wide and will lose a couple of positions there. But Chester takes back the lead from Sam Cole. And now this train. Look at this train. They've all managed to catch back up. It's the top 11 again. All in this big DRS train at the front. We're on lap 8 and they've still not separated. This is great stuff. Typical F1 is right on the back of Alazin. Alazin's lost momentum after he went wide at turn 10. And, well, with the DRS, because they all have DRS, it's kind of awkward for... They can't really make overtakes with the DRS, but typical F1 has actually gone into the pits. So he becomes the first, and Seb, they become the first drivers to make their stops. Sam and Chester going at it again here. Chester's getting another bit of lag. He ghosted there for a bit. Sam is back ahead of his Haas teammate. And Chester gets the DRS this time going into the corner. So Sam was obviously ahead when they got to the detection. Immortal's also ahead of Rossi, and they're not making contact, actually. That's good stuff from them. Immortal is now ahead of Rossi, so Immortal is on the podium for McLaren. And Alazin is just looking to see if he can get anywhere in this fight. But still, this is a great fight for everyone. Bad F1 Opinions is he's just staying where he is. He hasn't really made any significant moves in this battle. But close to the back of FRA Alazin, so... definitely, oh, we've got a fight here, but that's not really, yeah, not really as big as this one. Ryan started 19th, he's up into 9th. This is great stuff so far from the Mercedes driver. I think he's a reserve, but 19th to 9th in 9 laps, all the 9s. Let's see, Sam Cole is pitting. Sam Cole is committed. So was Alazin, and that's it for now. So Sam Cole is going to go for the overcut, I suspect. Will he pull off the overcut? Sam Cole. He's left his teammate. Ooh, he's been held up. Okay, no, that's just lag. That's my bad. That's just my end. Just lag going on my end. But they pit. This allows Chester to have a little bit of clean air behind him, but Immortal is now on the back because, of course, he got ahead of Rossi, so now he is the driver that can pressure Chester just before he makes that pit stop. because as you can see, the tyres are really starting to go off now, because you can see the gap between Rossi and Bad F1 Opinions. Oh, Immortal's actually gone off track there, as you can see. He's broken one of the brake borders, and Bad F1 Opinions just finished it off. But anyway, Fairley is now going through on Bad F1 Opinions. They make contact going into the braking zone. Fairley is ahead of Bad F1 Opinions. And NUFC Ryan also. What a race so far from the Mercedes. 14 places made up so far. And Chasta, what has happened to Chasta? He just like 4 places back. What? Man's internet has just ruined him. Is he pitting or not? I don't really know. Fairley and Ryan tried to dummy each other, and there into the lead goes NUFC Ryan. I know he hasn't pitted yet, but we can just allow it while it's there. 18 places made up. He said he wanted to do last to first, and he's kind of done it now. Even if he doesn't win this race, he can be proud of how... So, yeah, he's got it for now. Even if he doesn't win this race, he'll be proud of how many places he's made up. As you can see, it's kind of all... the chaos has kind of died down for now. Everyone making their pit stops. They'll be back with each other at some point, I imagine. Because everyone who's pitted, who's part of that fight, is now down outside of the top 10. Sam Cole is 9th. He pitted early on in that battle, and he has really made it work. Because he's built a gap to everybody else in there, and in fact, you can just see. I think it was typical F1, the next person in that battle. He's made it work. Fair play to Sam, because that overcut could have been the best thing the best thing he could have done this evening. Because he's pulled a massive gap from those in that same train as him a couple of laps ago. Limp Jet has made his way into the pits. He took the soft 11 laps, so fair play to him. But these medium runners, when will they pit? I imagine they'll probably pit in a couple of laps and take softs to the end. I'd be interested to see how quick the softs will be towards the end. But anyway, Ryan keeping in the lead for now. Obviously, still yet to make his stop. So is AMS Fairley, who's putting him quite under. He's putting him under a fair amount of pressure at the minute. No pun intended. Trust me. Fairley's putting him under a fair amount of pressure. Yeah, no pun intended. Didn't even mean that. Immortal's gone ahead of Edgar's. I don't know if Edgar's has pit. Who hasn't pit yet, actually? Edgar's is 12th and he hasn't pit. He will not be happy with that. Everyone in the top 8 except Sam. Sam is on a madness. Sam is genuinely on a madness. That's crazy. That's actually mad. Sam is crazy. 6th place, and he made that stop earlier on. The overcut. The biggest overcut we will see in a long time from Sam. Oh, someone's retired. That's Edgar's in the pit lane. So is Chasta. Chasta and Edgar's are both retired. I don't know what that's about, but Chasta really had it by then. Edgar's, yeah, Chasta rather lost it with his Wi-Fi, didn't he? He got lagged back 4 places there, which just before his pit stop. Which, yeah, you got to feel bad for him, definitely. So, there we go. It's 10 more much on the dice screen. So Ryan did pit, NUSC Ryan did pit, and has gone to the hards. Well, that could be a tyre choice, which is rather put him out of this race. So I was just sorting out my mic there, so that's my excuse for the silence. But yeah, I don't know what that was about. But anyway, nothing is really going on at the minute. Nothing, Oh, actually, Sam is now up into 5th. He overtakes Gunter in the Ferrari. And Sam is up into 4th place. The next car back is Allison, who can challenge him for the win, I think. Unless typical F1 into pit. Is he pit? Oh, he has. So it's typical F1 actually in net P2 at the minute. Fair play to him. Didn't realise that. So 15 laps in, and Allison is actually really close to the back of the typical F1. This is the fight for net P2 between typical, Allison, and Immortal. I just need to quickly get something. So I will leave you to watch this fight, because typical F1 is actually overtaking Gunter, and Allison might do the same. He might be overtaken by 2 cars here, as Rossi and both Rossi and Bad F1 Opinions have overtaken Fresh in the background for P9 and 10, and Rossi and Bad F1 Opinions will actually still go at it coming out the corner. Bad F1 Opinions has the DRS. This could be a fairly easy pass for the Williams, as down into turn 4, swings that car to the inside, and Rossi will now switch back and try and get the position back, but it doesn't really work. By the time they've exited the corner, it is Bad F1 Opinions ahead in that particular fight, and Seb might try and get Fresh there too, and he does. You can see the Red Bull down the inside of the Mercedes. Excuse me. Oh, hang on, Fresh has actually spun it. Yeah, Fresh spun it. Oh, he's lost his whole wing. Okay, that's Fresh's wing gone. As Allison is so close to the back of Gunter for... Ooh, and Allison got a big slide there. I don't know if that was a slide or if that was tactics for the McLarens. Mortal maybe thought he was quicker and went through. I don't know. Allison is pitted again. I don't know why, but as he thought maybe those mediums aren't going to the end. Oh, he's getting a wing change. Oh, I didn't know that. What happened there? Oh, I must have missed something. Now, Immortal has a big gap. Fresh has just retired. He didn't want to get that new wing. He just thought he'd retire. But anyway, I'll leave you with this battle. I just need to go for literally 2 minutes. Probably not even that. Right, so just coming back in and seeing that Allison is pitted again and now left. Don't know what's happened there, but again, another big runner in this race is gone. Happened with JT as well. But the minute Fairley is still going. In a minute, the net podium is Sam, Typical, and Immortal. So, contrary to what we thought at the start, but Fairley and Fingerboy have both finally stopped on lap 19. So now it is Sam and Typical 1-2 at the minute, and that is probably going to be. So that is real now. That is the real lineup. Sam is back into the lead. The overcut did work for Sam, and like I say, fair play to him. Allison said he got brake checked by someone who hasn't even made a stop. So one of the long runners has obviously got into an incident with him. I haven't seen it, so I can't really comment on it. But all I can say is that he's not too happy about it. I don't know if this might call last the end of the race. Rossi's actually got close to the back of Bad F1 Opinions. It'll be interesting to see if that how that ends out. They got blue flags. Well, it has blue flags ever, so no one's actually lapped. Probably for Fairley and JT actually. Yeah, that's probably what it is, isn't it? Yeah. Obviously, JT's in the so he'll get disqualified. Anyway, Rossi is past Bad F1 Opinions. Ryan is up to 4th, by the way. He was 6th last time I checked not long ago. So as you can see, with 8 laps to go, Ryan, he was on the hards, and I questioned that about being on the hards, but he's pulled it up. He's pulled it off, to be fair. So fair play to yeah, fair play to him, because that's brilliant. With a yellow flag, that's for... that would have been for Evan. I don't know what happened with Evan, but... yeah. I have had to switch to the old mic, which is annoying because my new mic did die. But I'm here for the final couple of laps, but yeah, not ideal considering that it's not nowhere near the quality of my normal mic. But anyway, sorry, I was just having to sort that out because yeah. Oh, Blair has... It's a weird place to crash. We've got a VSC. That is a unusual place to crash for... He just did it on the straight. Maybe he just committed to the curb too much. Anyway, yeah, he's out of this race. So, not what he would have wanted. Definitely. So we are just about to cross the line for the lap 25. So 5 laps to go, but I don't know how long this VSC will be out. Oh, there we go, we're racing again. Oh, there we go. Typical F1 in the lead. I didn't realise that. He's got past with DRS very late on. And that is a big move in the story of this race. Because typical F1 in the Ferrari, I didn't even realise he was there. I didn't even realise he was there. And he's got through and into the lead. And he's pulling away, actually, from Sam. So maybe that overcut hasn't worked. Because Immortal's on the back of him as well. And, well, they're really battling it out here, and, Bad F1 Opinions is ahead of Rossi as well. We've got a yellow flag because I think that's Evan who's gone. But he's still going, so... Yeah, Immortal is so close to the back of Sam. It's all unravelling for Sam in the final couple of laps here, and this could be it. JB's still behind. Oh no, there's Immortal! Immortal right at the end! Has bottled it right at the end! And the McLaren is out of the race on the penultimate lap. It all goes wrong for Immortal all of the time. And you imagine he's probably fuming with himself. After that, he had just 2 laps to get to the end. And that car is now in the wall. Wait, we're on the last lap. It's typical F1. Where did he start? Hang on, where did he start? He started 5th. It looked like it was going to be an Alfa Romeo v Haas battle. One of the Haas's had lag issues, which led to a retirement. The other one is still 2nd, and that Alfa Romeo had unfortunate spins, but it's typical F1. He's taken advantage of all of those incidents, and he comes across the line to win in Bahrain and win in round 2. Sam Cole will take 2nd place twice in a row, and Ryan from 19th to 3rd, so take a bow. I thought the hards would have been the wrong choice, but he's proved me wrong. Rossi takes 4th, Fairley 5th, Bad F1 Opinions will take 6th, Fingerboy 05 again started from the back, 13 places made up and takes 7th place. Gunter 8th, who crashed across the line it seems. TLT Evan 9th, MX Seb is 10th, Limp Jet will be 11th, Evan will be 12th, and Allison and JT will both be DSQ'd because they were across the line when they are. But overall, You can see yeah, so typical F1 will take the championship lead actually. He finished third last time out and won today, so he's going to be on 40 points. Sam will be very close to that, he'll be on 36. Well, anyway, there we can see the podium celebrations. It is a win for typical F1 in the Ferrari, joined by Sam and NUFC Ryan on the podium. And that is not it. You've got Tier 2 tomorrow evening, you've got Tier 3 on Saturday, Tier 4 on Sunday, and then Tier 5 on Monday. So don't go anywhere, because we've got a weekend of brilliant racing in Bahrain to bring you. But it's typical F1 who takes the win. Join us next week at the same time, Thursdays at 7, where we head to China at Shanghai for round 3, where typical F1 will look to strengthen his championship lead. From me, Chaz F1, thank you for tuning in, and we will see you next week.